How's everyone?
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I see dead people.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
And knowing is half the battle.
What the deuce?
Must have the precious.
And I'll form the head.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take it away.
What you talking about, Willie?
Wow, infotainment.
Welcome to a special TransMissions Extra. We don't do these. Oh, Darryl. You had so much time to do that before we started recording.
We started? I'm sorry.
We're here to discuss since this is not a Transformers related show, but we are all big Marvel fans, Marvel Cinematic Universe, etc. So
Jeremy, more so than all of us.
Sure, yeah. the MCU, yes.
But we all got a chance to see Deadpool and Wolverine this weekend, and immediately in our Discord we were like, "Hey, we want to talk about this, so let's do it." And Darryl was so excited to talk about this that he is from an undisclosed location. He was like, "I gotta call in." He's not making the show this week, but he was so excited about Deadpool and Wolverine that he had to come in and talk about it. So. Apologies for any audio hiccups, but we're lucky to get Darryl in here to from the frozen north that
he's coming in through a can and some string and
yeah, it's like pretty dank right where I am right now. It's like a dungeon of some sort. But I want to preface this by saying a quick story at the start. I knew that we were doing this today because we talked about it yesterday. And I thought, you know what? Since I really got nothing to do today, I'm going to go to the theater and watch this movie again. So I did. Sat down, got my ticket, got popcorn, and watched, got into it. About 10 minutes in, the power went out.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, hopefully this thing starts back up. And then somebody came into the theater and said, we're going to need everyone to come out into the lobby. And I'm like, oh. So then I came out, and then after a few minutes, somebody made an announcement saying, we're going to hand out vouchers for, guys, you got everyone to come back. And I said, these things better be for all the theater locations because I don't think I'm coming back to this one. And they were. So I got that, and I thought, you know what? I got nothing else to do here, so I'm going to leave and go back to the hotel. And I got outside, and all the power was out in the area. All the lights were out. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is bigger. And so I got back to the hotel. Every single traffic light was out on the way back. Talked to somebody here at the hotel. And I said, how widespread is this? Because I was like 10 minutes away, and everything was out there. And they said, oh, this is all of Newfoundland. The whole island's out. I said, oh, wow, that's big. So it didn't last much longer than that, probably about half an hour. But yeah, it took the whole island down. So, yeah, I don't know what caused it. I haven't really looked into it. But yeah, I definitely tried to see the movie again today. And it wasn't to be. Whatever.
They also have one wire connecting them to
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and it's in the ocean somewhere, and a boat hit it or a fish bumped into it or something like that and knocked the power out. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, sorry you didn't get to refresh your memory. So you're just gonna have to go off your stale recollections from yesterday.
Well,
but
I've been watching YouTube videos about it like for the past. After I watched it, I thought, okay, now I can watch all the stupid spoiler videos that everyone's been posting on since Thursday. So I've been watching a bunch of those. So I should be good to go. Let's fucking go.
All right. Now, so this is going to be a spoilerful show. So if you haven't seen it yet, stop the video, go see it, come back later. Don't watch this video before you've seen it, because this had some stuff I was not expecting in this movie, and I was very surprised, excited, happy to see all the stuff they threw in this movie. It was really cool. So I really enjoyed it. So so that's your spoiler. I like the movie. So in case you were wondering. But that's, with having said that, full spoilers ahead. Let's go. Bye is stuck in my head forever now. I can't get that out of my head. From beginning to end, this movie had me laughing. I took my 17-year-old son with me. He enjoyed it too, although the one thing he didn't like was Scoutmaster Kevin. That was the only joke that he was like, that's not good.
Yeah,
because I think he was remembering his days as a Boy Scout, so he was like, "Hey, I don't like that." I was like, "It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Come on, calm down."
Everybody had a Scoutmaster like that. Jeremy, right?
Jeremy, I imagine it hits a little different for you too.
Yeah, I mean, I understood it was a joke, but yeah.
But yeah, so Darryl, I'm gonna let you go first, since you wanted to dive right in. So let's go. What did you think?
Oh man, I being as big into the comics as I am, I have been following the progress of this movie for a long time, and I didn't get spoiled, but I knew all of these little rumors that were going on, with regards to the movie and stuff like that. The biggest one being Taylor Swift, right? Everyone was saying Taylor Swift is in the movie. It's just a question of who she's playing. Is she playing Lady Deadpool, or is she playing Dazzler? And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'll find out. But then the biggest twist for me was that she wasn't in the fucking movie. Right. So, and then, that'll be an interesting one to watch the fallout for the comic books related to that speculation. What happens to those? The movie itself, oh my God. From start to finish, I loved every minute of it. There's the part of the beginning that I did see today, again, was the grave robbing scene, right? I'm going to call it that, with the beat for beat recreation of the Bye 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 video, which I thought was hysterical, because growing up in the era we did, that video played like on rotate, nonstop. And not that I was a huge NSYNC fan, but they drove around in like a Dodge Viper, which I thought was like, at the time, that was my favorite car.
The coolest car.
And it was amazing. And that's why I liked the video. I hated the song, but I liked the video because they got to drive around in a Dodge Viper. So that was just great. There was it was an interesting kind of look at how how Deadpool was coming into the MCU, and how he was transitioning from the Fox universe and bringing characters that were in his franchise to the MCU. The birthday party at the start was kind of almost a goodbye party to the Fox universe, and then him going on this kind of buddy comedy road trip with Logan was his kind of like entrance into the MCU for both of them. I thought it was a really interesting kind of a like behind the curtain kind of look at the way that they kind of brought Wolverine and Deadpool into the MCU through a comedic lens. There's definitely a lot of people who are talking about it online, about saying, well, it's not really an MCU movie. Very little, progression of the MCU storyline. And for that, I mean, I just say, shut up. This movie was This movie was a Deadpool movie. What did you expect? Like, it's not going to be serious. He's going to progress the way that you would expect a Deadpool movie to progress, where, he pushes the story along just enough to get himself and his characters, his group of characters into the MCU. That's all it needed to do, right? And it brought Wolverine back from the dead. That's all it needed to do, right? And that's huge.
It showed him being cradled by Thor. That makes it an MCU movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. And we still don't know why Thor was crying. Why?
That's going to be in Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars or something.
Yeah.
That's going to be a scene somewhere in the future.
Yeah. So yeah, I just there's a lot of great scenes in the movie. I'm going to let you guys kind of pop off on what you thought was your opinions on it. But really, I mean, the cameos, my God, the cameos, right, were fantastic. So yeah, I'm really happy that the way they did this movie. I would say the villain, was not probably not the strongest villain, but it was enough for this movie. This movie had a lot to start off with, right? And yeah, the villain was a strong enough threat, but nobody, including myself, knew who this villain was coming into this movie. I had to look her up, right? Like, oh yeah, this is the Xavier clone / whatever that, whatnot. And, no armchair MCU fan is going to know who this villain is coming into this movie, right?
Yeah.
So I can definitely expect a lot of people not to have any kind of knowledge and be kind of disappointed with this, or thinking it's, kind of a B-list or C-list Xavier kind of deal. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I the only reason I knew, like, when I heard she was going to be in the movie, the only reason I knew who she was because they had speculation about her showing up in X-Men 97. Like, they had a bunch of articles were out about who's going, when X-Men 97 was coming out, and it was like, who's the villain in X-Men 97, and they hadn't shown it yet. So there was some speculation that she would be the villain for that. But, of course, you need a lot more backstory to introduce her into that cartoon, since there was like nothing. I mean, here it's just, it's a throwaway because you're an alternate universe, whatever. You don't have to really.
You get enough exposition in the movie to be like, okay,
yeah.
So I mean, definitely, yeah, she was not a top tier villain.
No, but they did well with it, and and I thought, she was like the main villain, and then Prodigy was the second tier villain, which
Paradox.
Paradox. Yeah, I didn't get to them. I didn't get to Paradox today in the reshowing before the power went out. So, but it's weird on this work trip that I'm on. I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch Succession, and that guy playing Paradox is in Succession. And so I'm like, oh, that's where I know him from. Okay, cool. So yeah, but I think he did a pretty good job in that role as well. So yeah, I thought, Jeremy, what did you think?
It was okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, I thought it was a fun movie. I was like, I just went by myself to the theater because my wife could care less, and my son's obviously too young. So I went
swear words. A lot of swear words.
Yeah. So I went Thursday night at like it was a 9:30 showing or something. So it was a lot of fun. I'm not really in the age to do those late movies anymore, though. I was dragging the next day. But it was fun. I was, from the trailers, I was concerned about the TVA, because I'm like, is this gonna go against what we've seen in Loki, because of like the way production timings work and stuff? But I thought the way they played it off was great, and then having the couple characters from Loki in there at a, a couple of points really tied it together, made it really an MCU movie to me because you had some connecting tissue. So it was it's still kind of over there, but there's connecting tissue. I had actually forgotten about I haven't been watching anything about Deadpool since for probably a month or so, just to kind of keep myself away from it and not being spoiled. And I'd forgotten about some of the rumors, like when Chris Evans showed up and he had that cloak over him. So all you saw was like a little hint of blue. I'm like, oh, because you saw like this older version of the Captain America shield. I'm like, oh, this is some alternate version of Captain America. Completely forgot about the Fantastic Four movie.
I had no idea that he was going to be in it.
Yeah, me neither. Right? Me neither.
So that blew me away.
Yeah, I mean, that had been a rumor for a while, but I'd forgotten. And then I also forgot, like, on the villain side, I remembered a bunch of the things, like a lot of the villains that kind of were seen in pictures. But I completely forgot about the rumors about Blade and Elektra. And I think I figured X-23 would be in there. But seeing Blade and Elektra was just great. Kind of giving them some closures. Even though it's been a long time since I've seen either of those movies. And then, like, I didn't recognize who was the guy that played Gambit?
Channing Tatum.
I didn't even recognize him at all. Like it, and then like later on, I saw where like he had been campaigning to play Gambit over the years, so this was his chance, and it was great. He got the like non-understandable Louisiana accent perfect. I mean, it seems like you're watching The Waterboy at times. And, so that was fun. I think the whole point of the movie was just the, road trip with Logan and Deadpool and, plot, whatever. I think it's just going from one incident to the next, seeing some cool fights, seeing a bunch of cool cameos. I enjoyed it for the ride and for what it is. I'm not looking for anything super deep in a Deadpool movie. So yeah, it met my expectations of what I wanted to see. And I think for the one Marvel movie we're getting this year, I think it's doing pretty well for itself.
The box office results are definitely showing that people have missed both Deadpool and Marvel, I think, this year.
And Wolverine.
Wolverine. Yeah.
I mean, another thing I had completely forgot about was the Henry Cavill cameo.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as someone that was a fan of Henry Cavill's Superman, but not any of the material he was given to work with, was just him in the suit. I thought he pulled it off great.
He did.
Then to find out that he's rumored to be in the MCU as possibly Wolverine, I'd probably not going to actually happen, but I was not expecting to see him, and I thought that was awesome.
No, I remember hearing the rumors about him. There was rumors about Daniel Radcliffe as well, to play Wolverine as well. They were looking for some replacements at some point there. But I think Hugh Jackman is going to be, like they said in the movie, going to be playing it until he's 90.
Well, I mean, with AI and all this stuff, de-aging stuff, just get a stunt actor to do the more physical things as he gets older, and there you go.
Charles, what about yourself?
Yeah, I was so like I was fortunate. I had not really paid attention to any of the rumors about Deadpool cameos at all. Like the only thing I had seen was like very close to the movie opening was that they had that X-23 was going to be in there, which I figured since Logan was the last movie that came out that that made sense. But actually, I had not seen Logan before, so I had skipped Logan. back in 2017.
Even I've seen them.
My goodness,
I know.
it's the best one.
I know. I don't know how I'm like. I don't know for what I was thinking that I just like. I think it was in theaters and I just got busy and I never thought about it, and then I just never went back and watched it. So I actually watched Logan like right before I saw Deadpool. So I watched Logan, and really enjoyed that, of course, because it's a really good movie.
So how did that hit after watching Logan and then immediately seeing the opening?
He's back.
Well, I'll tell you also, and since my son had not seen Deadpool 2 yet, I rewatched Deadpool 2 the night before we went to see Deadpool and Wolverine. So that was having that fresh in my mind going into Deadpool and Wolverine was really good. So so it hit pretty well. But yeah, from start to finish, this movie had me cracking up. I mean, Deadpool is not serious. I love all the fourth wall breaking throughout the movie. I thought that was great. The musical numbers were all really, really funny. I like from Bye 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 to Like a Prayer. Every fight scene having a music being like a mini musical dance number was funny. All the fights being super brutal because you've got two guys who regenerate, so you can just stab them as many times as you want, show as much blood as you want, and just make it as brutal as possible. It was great. And then the cameos were the icing on top. Like all the cameos were I thought really well thought out and really well done. Like having Channing Tatum as Gambit and that tickling the back of my mind, like, oh yeah, there was supposed to be a Gambit movie and it never happened. And then in the movie, he's like, yeah, or the adventures we never got to do, or so, it's like the other characters are like, yeah, we want some closure for the adventures we had. And then he says, oh, the adventures we never got to have. So it was great. Like how much of the fourth wall they broke through there. And yeah, I was really, really pleasantly surprised and really enjoyed the whole thing. Also, like the humor, just the humor in general, was great. Like I particularly like at the end when when Paradox is trying to cover his ass because he's like, oh, they died, so now I can make it look like it was Cassandra. It was all Cassandra all along, and I had nothing to do with it. So he's gonna. Like, yeah, we honor their memory, and then they come right in. And he's like, "Fuck!" And that was great.
The final scene where it's like it gave me vibes of Guardians of the Galaxy 1, where it's like they beat the villain by holding hands. I'm like, okay.
While Like a Prayer is playing.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. This, I mean, I don't know if it was supposed to be a kind of a spoof on that, but it definitely. I was like, maybe don't just hold. I didn't particularly like the holding hands ending, but they made it funny where everything got. The only thing that got destroyed was Wolverine's shirt.
Well, because they had made jokes previously about him being out of shape, so you finally see him shirtless.
Yeah,
and Wolverine, like him wearing the traditional comics costume, and then at the very end putting the mask on. That was great.
I will say the mask didn't look so good. It looked a little crooked, and I don't know. I felt like they could have done better.
It wasn't as tight as it probably should have been.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I think it just doesn't work in live action. Like the Wolverine's mask works in comics and animation. I don't think it works so well in live action.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of adding superhero costumes via CGI. I feel like the mask you could probably do in CGI and it'll be fine.
The Army of Deadpools. Thoughts on that? Should we have gotten should we have gotten more backstory on those, or was it just good to have them as cannon fodder?
Just have them.
Yeah, I mean, cannon fodder. It's fine. It's
Because
just an excuse.
there's a lot
to
of
make.
story there.
Yeah.
But for the average movie fan like me, it didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was at that point, it was enough. We had gotten so much. It was enough. I mean, I'm not familiar with all the Deadpool, like the Deadpool core. I guess Alex in the chat says there's a Deadpool core.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not familiar with that, but
I fully expect the Lady Deadpool to get some kind of spin-off of some kind, which was one of the Taylor Swift rumors, but again was voiced by Blake Lively, Reynolds' wife, in the movie, and that was circling around, but not as strong as the Swift rumors. There's the Headpool, which is it's fully from the comics. I don't understand how it works, but whatever, it's comics. And then there's like Cowboy Pool, there's the Pirate Pool, there's Kid Pool, there's all kinds, and there's 100 of them, right? So there's tons of different ones you can do. So yeah, I think there's potential for the Deadpool core to make some other kind of appearance in an upcoming film of some kind, but yeah. I don't think anything was better than Dogpool.
Yeah.
And I thought Nice Pool was pretty funny when he's like, he uses them for a human shield and he's like, don't worry, you'll regenerate. And he's like, regenerate?
Well, the one joke that I thought was like, he said something like, I can make a fourth wall reference too, or something like that. And he's like, the proposal.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. If I have any nitpicks, I mean, if you want to nitpick any of the, like, some of the weirdness, I did wonder, like, at the beginning, I know he's got Cable's time travel thingy to do crazy stuff, but at the beginning he just like jumps into the 616 universe somehow to interview with Happy Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really explain how he was able to do that and then just go back to his own universe. But I mean, I guess Cable's time thingy could do that for him. But that was the only kind of nitpick, I guess. And my other nitpick is having just watched Deadpool 2, I'm like, where was Russell, his his little the fire fist guy who became his friend at the end, and then
he didn't test well.
And then a Domino was missing, and then Shatterstar like actually died at the end in Deadpool 2. I mean, I guess he saved all the people's lives with his time travel at the end, but Shatterstar was like not a super close friend of his in Deadpool 2, but in here he's like the best friend. So, or not one of the inner circle, I guess.
Yeah.
And TJ Miller is gone for, I guess, obvious reasons, but that has nothing to do with the story. But and then Colossus didn't really say or do anything. It's like, here's Colossus, but he won't be saying anything or doing anything. He'll just
part of that was probably just budget and timing. Maybe the actors weren't available.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it felt like we get for this movie, the focus was really Deadpool and Wolverine and basically nothing else, and then all of Deadpool's kind of side characters just get a little cameo and that's it. So.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought by the end of the movie, they made a really big deal of saying that this Wolverine was the worst Wolverine because he allowed all his X-Men to be killed, and then he killed them. I can't remember if it was he killed them.
He basically went on a murder spree and turned everyone against him.
Right. So all the X-Men in his universe are gone, and so what this movie did for me anyway was that it brought this Wolverine to a different universe where that Wolverine is gone, but are the X-Men gone? So could this Wolverine join the X-Men in this universe? That's where I thought was happening here. So this is going to complete a X-Men team in this universe.
Maybe. I mean, the other thing. Yeah. I mean, the other thing though is Logan takes place in their future, kind of, right? Because didn't Logan take place in 2029? So if Deadpool is currently in 2024, because I think they said like it was 6 years later from Deadpool 2, that Logan should be still kicking around somewhere. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe they're on a branch timeline since Deadpool did the whole time traveling stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what this, like, going forward for the sacred timeline of the MCU. I don't know how, like, it'll probably be like he just goes through a portal for Avengers and then goes back at the end of Avengers, or, you know, or he gets buried. Thor, you know, kisses him goodbye when he's dying, and then that's it for Deadpool. But yeah, I mean, don't think too hard about all that stuff. Just enjoy the movie. I mean, it's not. I mean, I think everyone is taking the MCU a little bit too seriously these days. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I know that the fun of it was all the movies being connected and everything, you know, sharing stuff. But comics always had plot holes and stuff that didn't 100% align. That always happened in comics. It's going to happen in the movies. It's already happened in the movies. It's, you know, they'll paper over it with some retcons. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy the movies as they come, and judge them, you know, on their merits. This one, I think, you know, it's a silly fourth wall breaking movie. That's the point. So just enjoy that. I mean, and hopefully you've already enjoyed it, because if you haven't, we've spoiled it all for you. So sorry about that. But we told you at the beginning that you got to watch the movie first. But yeah, this was really a really fun movie. All the Deadpool movies have been fun. This one, I think, was a great capper to Deadpool as a trilogy, and then also you know, giving some closure to Wolverine and the X-Men, like the Fox X-Men universe.
I thought the video thing they did during the credits was really nice.
Yeah.
All the basically a tribute to all the Fox movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, a closure to Blade and Daredevil and Fantastic Four.
All the different Fantastic Fours.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I guess before we end things, I do want to just quickly mention, since we are coming right off of San Diego Comic-Con and the big announcements there, you know, we just had, of course, they because of all the stuff that went down with Jonathan Majors last year, Kang is out and Doom is in. So the Avengers movies have been retitled as no longer the Kang Dynasty, is now Avengers Doomsday, and then Avengers Secret Wars. So we are getting Dr. Doom, and Dr. Doom is Robert Downey Jr. What the hell? I mean, okay, I guess. I mean, he's probably he's going to be in a costume for the whole time, so you won't see his face. So I guess that won't be confusing. But they
said that he is playing Victor Von Doom as well as Dr. Doom.
Okay,
so
but
probably getting some FaceTime too.
Okay, I mean, because I mean, well, in the comics, Victor Von Doom did, like, he had some kind of face disfiguring accident, so he was always wearing his mask. So I guess, well, if we have him pre face disfigurement, it'll be Ryan. Everyone's like, hey, you look a lot like Tony Stark.
Yeah,
I assume
wonder,
it's some kind of a variant.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see something in the Fantastic Four movie that, since that takes place in the 60s, maybe there's going to be some universe stuff where we see him pre-disfigurement. Because he and Reed are supposed to be friends, right?
Yeah. Well, no, they were never friends. They were rivals in college.
Contemporaries.
Yeah, they were contemporaries. They went to college together. But Victor Von Doom doesn't make friends. He doesn't have friends. He is a.
I'm a DC
he
guy.
is
I don't know any of that.
No, okay. Well, I mean, just the quick. Victor Von Doom is your classic like megalomaniacal, megalomaniac. He thinks he's the smartest person in the universe. No one can compare to him. He's a complete narcissist. He believes he deserves to control everything in the universe, and he acts accordingly. So he has no qualms about. He has no interest in making friends with anyone. He sees everyone as beneath him, and he is, the super arrogant asshole of the Marvel universe. So I imagine that was what we will see on the screen when Doom comes.
Well, he knows how to. Downey knows how to play arrogant. So
yeah.
But I assume he's going to be a variant of some kind, where this is somehow a way that they get Iron Man back into the MCU. Because I mean, I don't see this staying. I just see this as being some kind of like a temporary thing. They'll bring him in. It'll be like Tony Stark as Von Doom, kind of thing. And then it'll be some kind of multiversal mumbo jumbo. And then they'll bring him back as Tony Stark. And then he'll be alive and be Iron Man again. So anyway, it's the reason why I picked up this comic book today. Because it has Iron Man in a Doom cloak on it. So I just thought it ended up making the rounds on social media, and I thought, and I came across it at a store, so it was worth the $3 I spent. But anyway, I thought that was great. There is a leaked trailer from the SDCC for Fantastic Four. If you want to watch it,
I saw that earlier today.
Yeah, on a Handycam. And Jeremy, if you recall, we had this discussion where we talked about them doing the Fantastic Four as a period piece.
Yeah.
And
the only way to do it properly.
Yeah, that is what they're doing. And so they obviously listen to transmissions. So
yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. So yeah. Anyway. So that looks good. Nobody knows what's going on with Blade anymore. Even the people that make the movies. I'm happy the Russos are back for those Avengers movies. I think they're really good. They're very capable.
That reminds me of the Blade joke in Deadpool, where he's like, "I'm the one and only Blade. There will never be another Blade." And then Deadpool immediately mugs at the camera.
Yeah. There's I can't remember what the other. Oh well, obviously we've got the Sam Wilson movie next February.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's good because they did a bunch of reshoots because the test audiences really did not like the original way it was produced, so they almost reshot the whole movie. So we'll see how that goes.
It's fine. The trailer has the feel of Winter Soldier with me, and that's my favorite MCU movie. So.
Cool. Not this one. Not Deadpool Wolverine.
No.
Okay.
I liked it, but Winter Soldier is my jam.
All right. Trying to think of the other stuff from SDCC. Yeah. I mean, the Downey Jr. thing is the biggest news.
There's Transformers 1 stuff, but we got to save that for alt mode.
I didn't hear anything about that.
DC is going back to their old logo. I can't be happier.
The biggest news out of SDCC for DC was that they changed their logo.
Yep.
Well done, DC.
All right. Well, I think we've rambled on enough about Deadpool. We liked it. That's the bottom line. Funny jokes, great action and violence. Good time at the movies. So yeah, hopefully you've seen it once, so go see it again if you want, or wait for it for Disney Plus next year. So
I feel like Darryl and just watch the first 10 minutes and turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was right after the Happy Hogan interview that the power went out. So that's where I know I got to start again.
All right. Well, Darryl, we miss you. We will get you back next week, right? So we'll.
You hope.
And yeah, you're gonna miss all the SDCC talk. So we'll have to get your thoughts on that when you come back next week.
I have a feeling that I'll be around for a little. I'll make a little bit of a contribution.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if that feedback makes the cut. We'll see. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching and listening to this episode of Transmissions Extra. This is, of course, part of the Transmissions Podcast Network. You can check out all our podcasts at transmissionspodcast.com. And of course, we do our regular shows are all about Transformers and Transformers media. So check out our regular show every Wednesday, Transmissions, and then every Friday, Transmissions Alt Mode. Then every Monday, every 2 weeks, we have our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust, and all that stuff. And if you want to become a Donatron, there's lots of also bonus content you can get access to. If you want to be a Donatron, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. That's where you can sign up. As speaking of Donatrons, I of course want to give a shout out to our masterpiece Donatrons, John Forks Levengood, Demon Tech 82, and Steve C. You guys are awesome. I think I forgot to give you guys a shout out in the last alt mode episode, so I'm making amends for that here, and won't happen again. Sorry about that, everyone.
She'll fall apart if I'm not there.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool Transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our Transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.